Good evening, November Foxtrot.
It's a head.
Ooh. Sorry, let's never get old that game. Hello.
One time you should do it so it's just your head. Like you cover your head.
I reckon
it's just arms.
just the nose. Nose and
oh my god, we need to buy
eyes.
a morph suit. One of those green morph suits.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and just I could have things floating across the screen.
Why is your feed now perfect? As soon as we go live, it's pucker, isn't it?
I reckon, like I said, I think it's just Mike just trying to piss me off more.
Yeah.
More.
I forgot my username. Kieran, Digger, Matthew McCarthy, Les Blaine, Rage, Silly Giddy, Adventures of Zulu. Hi, welcome.
Sandra.
Evening all.
You got sounds
How are you
back
both
yet?
doing tonight? I think we do.
Well, I was doing good. Oh, yeah, I had a big one of them today. I was doing good up until about 5:15 this afternoon, and then it went sort of terribly wrong from there. But there we go. I think I've mended it. Well, I'd say mend. Yeah, very much so. I say mend. I mean bodged until I get a new one.
Andy, it loops. Stop playing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it looped.
Stop it.
Andy, this is your second strike for playing with the controls.
No, I thought that was rather good timing. Thank you very much.
Well done, Andy.
Hi, John Smith, Cool Sun Chewbacca, and Kenny Rebel. Good evening. Good evening.
Evening all.
Basically,
Yeah, we tried to do that when you weren't here, Lance, and it
doing,
definitely didn't go very well.
Yeah, I did listen back, so I don't do that again. Basically, what happened earlier was I was fitting a new sump guard onto the bottom of my truck, and I had to drill out a bolt that had been in there a few years, and I had a metal plate to protect something above the bolt, and the plate slipped, and the drill bit went through the bolt and into the bottom of my radiator.
Yay!
Which was fun.
Something that you always want.
So I love that, yeah. What should have been like a 10-minute job of just tightening up 4 bolts and putting a plate under the truck turned into like, oh, I've got to find a grommet to fit the hole that I've just made, and then put liquid metal over it, and then hope to God that it's bonded, and then top up the coolant, and then, yeah. Just order a new radiator from Euro Parts, I think. It's probably the original that's in there anyhow, so it's probably due an upgrade. To be fair, yeah.
Rage says, you bellend. Hi,
I
Nick.
did take all precautions to prevent this happening, but you know, it just shit happens, man.
But then just took it off. Then just decided no.
But then no.
My favourite fix so far has been the anti-rattle block that was rattling.
That's been completely removed now. That's just been taken completely off the truck. I know I can stop that wobbling about. Remove it. I have deleted the wobble block, whatever the fuck it was. The anti-vibe, the wobble block is gone.
Resonance block.
Yeah. The stupid Mitsubishi. Stupid people designing.
Has it made any difference other than the
absolutely? Yeah, because it doesn't rattle about anymore now. And it weighs a ton. I was shocked at how much this iPhone-sized block of metal on a little bracket. But obviously it's a bit chunkier. But fuck me, it was tough and heavy. So I was like, the truck's a bit lighter now. I reckon I could get another 0.5 miles per hour out of it. So that'll take me to 59.5 miles an hour, I think, top end. Which is always good.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Beardy Truck podcast where we discuss...
We discuss talk about all the things that Lance has managed to fuck up on his truck in the past 2 years of owning it. 24 hours, yeah, absolutely. Oh, but
this evening we're going to be talking about kind of the second part of our PMC series. I think the first part we pretty much decided that we kind of covered it off, but unfortunately we committed ourselves to doing multiple episodes on the PMC. So Andy and I will be talking about our PMC kind of loadouts that we have previously worn. Hi Terry G. And subsequent to that, we'll be doing a Q&A. So if you have a question you would like to throw into the chat, please feel free to do so and whack a Q at the beginning. Just makes it a little bit easier to see. But then having subsequently been on the receiving end of not having a question read out because there wasn't a Q at the beginning, if you don't put a Q on the end or at the beginning, it's not quite so much of a problem. It just makes our lives easier.
But we might miss it. Yeah, we might miss it.
But we might miss it.
We might miss it.
So yeah. Forgot my username. Says the Beardy and Baby. Oh, fuck's sake! The Beardy and Baby podcast.
A bit of sunburn today. I was down the allotment. Very sunburned.
Wasn't that a program? 2 Men and a Baby.
Beardy and Baby. 2 men, 2.5 men.
Beardy.
Yeah.
No, there was 3 Men and a Baby. That was a movie.
That was it.
Tom Selleck.
3 Men and a Baby.
Mm-hmm. 3 Men and a Maybe.
Yeah. That's what it would be nowadays, wouldn't it?
That's what it'd be called nowadays. Yeah, it'd be called 3 Men and a Maybe. Don't know sure if I identify as a baby yet.
Let's roll into the news.
That's right.
I take my gun and I go pew 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 pew.
News. I thought I'd catch you off guard. You just got there.
He got there. I was watching on the screen and he's panicking.
Man, I got there with time. Because I sat there and went, news. And I was like, oh, shit. I better change the screen.
Yeah.
Question. What do I have to ask a question? Terry G.
Oh, Terry.
You are a car.
I had my 3 torch block delivered for the Picatinny attachment that we were discussing last week. I have ordered one, so I will be taking an amusing photo with that. Unfortunately, I could only order one because I only had one in stock, and subsequently tried to find another 3 to buy so that I could create my ultimate monstrosity of the laser beam rifle. But I've subsequently been unable to find that. So if anybody's got a link to one, let me know. That'd be great.
All right.
Something I wanted to ask you gents about, and I'm just trying to find the link.
Who's you gents?
Does it? Well, you two specifically,
Flex,
but I'll open this up to the wider community. Does anybody use molly strips? So they are, or molly sticks. Sorry. So these are a product that are designed to replicate the attachment of molly pouches and attachments to a molly system. But instead of using or relying on the molly buckling system that you normally have, like the interweaving of the kind of the Cordura strip, I don't know what you call it, like the weaving that in and out of the rest of the molly system. This is a product that I recently found on Amazon that I would like to present to you for discussion.
Oh, they're the plastic.
It's not really a news, it's just something I thought was interesting. They're plastic. It's like a plastic stick.
I have
basically.
I have something similar on. What do I have it on?
I
have it on a couple of pouches. Yeah, they don't move. They are solid. The only thing that I find with my ones is that you have to have them upside down. So you have instead of like normally the pouches go down and then you clip underneath. Well, I find that the bottom section can dig into you, because it goes down further because it's a solid bit of plastic. So I turn mine round so it's sitting under the molly. But other than that, I actually use something very similar. I use the 511 ones, I think it is. But yeah, I like them. They're pretty good.
They're similar. I've got some polymer mag pouches which use a similar sort of setup. It's just like essentially like a rubberized strap which pushes down through the molly and then clips underneath. I've not seen them before though.
No, I've not seen that style.
So these actually have a little clip lock on them, so it's not just a stick per se. It actually locks in, apparently. So yeah,
Have
just
you,
thought it was
and how
interesting.
many of these have you bought?
I haven't bought any of these because, in all honesty, I thought 26 was probably a little bit
quite a
steep
lot.
for 4 bits of plastic. But I saw it online and I thought, well, maybe this might be of interest to people. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I've never really had an issue with using the standard molly strapping on the back of the pouch and you just weave it in and out. I've never really found that. Some people find that a massive ball ache to do it. I know it can be if it's brand new kit, but I've never really had a problem with it.
No, I've never.
No, fair enough.
I use the plastic ones only on 2 pouches, but yeah, I'll
Stop
find them
buying fucking posting kit. That's cost money. I'm gonna get in trouble. Keep buy all these wicked ideas, please. Don't know what that means.
I think that's just a Les rant.
Yep.
Well, the other thing I found, which I thought was quite a good idea actually, is a speed threader for attaching molly systems. So
Speed threader. That's what it should be said from now on.
I thought this was a bit of an ingenious product. So rather than have to sit there and you're having to kind of because let's be honest, it's not the nicest of fabric. You do kind of get that kind of. Whenever I find I'm attaching lots of Molly in sort of at a period of time, I know my fingers always ache. Whereas this is meant to enable a quicker threading.
It's like a coffee stirrer. I reckon it could double basically. Up, Nick. And you know what I'm like for dual purpose items. I love a dual purpose.
So this is the Magpul Molly Speed Threader, patent pending threading device for PALS and Molly webbing. Can thread a 2-strap pouch interlaced correctly in about 60 seconds.
I
challenge accepted.
How quickly do you think that you can do a 2-strap pouch?
How quickly can I thread a 2-strap pouch onto what, like a 3-bar Molly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
About 60 seconds.
What, done correctly or just lashed on there like you see most of them when you go to an event?
Oh, they're all floppy.
Yeah.
No, lash
correctly. All gone down the back and then just click shut at the bottom or just put it back up. It just goes like that when you're moving. Go fast, don't suck. CSW Limited, thanks.
Love
like
it.
That. That should be on a t-shirt. Yeah. Go fast, don't suck.
Ray says a table knife blunt-ended works just as well and isn't £15.
Oh yes, table knife. Yes.
Yeah.
I have fingers that can do exactly the same.
Yeah, I must profess, I don't. I mean, do you guys find yourself having to regularly thread Molly? Because I find that once I've kind of generally got something in place, I'll probably run 2 or 3 events and then maybe look at moving it, but I won't be moving. It'll be like just one pouch I might be adjusting slightly.
Yeah, I don't tend
Velcro. Literally, I just buy placards.
Velcro everything on.
Literally just Velcro
you get
everything
fully velcroed, like the soft, the loop, sorry, on the plate carrier, and literally the hook on the pouches, and you can just stick them wherever the fuck you want. Then.
Yeah, I just run placard, and the things that stay on my side have stayed on my side for the last 5-6 years. Like I haven't changed how I run the sides on my pouches for the 5-6 years. So the placard's the only thing that changes, and that's why I quite like the Recon ones because it's just 2 clips here and a bit of Velcro. That's it, job done.
Recon ones, Recon,
and that is actually what they're called. So, pipe down.
Les just said my missus just walked in and saw this on the telly, and she said you're not to buy any more airsoft kit.
Sorry, Mrs. Les.
He won it in a raffle.
Sorry.
Yeah. Won it in a raffle. It was less than £50.
Have you gents got any news from this week that you have seen?
No purchases. Damaged my truck today. I've already spoken about that. I don't want to bring it up again.
Yeah, me and Lance are possibly thinking of doing some sort of fun activity at Shift Your Wrists.
Yes, there is a comp. I did briefly mention this to Mike because he does to bring a big jar of things along.
Yeah,
but there'll be more revealed. So
there shall be gifts galore.
Gifts galore. Win yourself a bag of brown.
Yeah,
see, I'm worried. I'm worried because you guys haven't necessarily run this past me, and the last competition was Hunt Mike. So
it's always that as well. That's a given.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a given.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And there's an outfit that people will be given to put on you if they do find and successfully hunt you down. That you have to then wear
it's
and
parade. Just a big nappy.
Parade around an arena of Mike. The arena of Mike.
And also, I hope they're listening, but Facebook, you suck dick.
Yeah, Facebook.
That
we're currently streaming on right now. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, Facebook.
If you see my post, you'll understand why.
Yeah, I did see the picture. And to be fair, Andy, I think they're absolutely right to ban you for
I'm not banned.
For asking a question.
I'm on a final warning now.
That's it. Don't ask questions, mate. Not unless you run it.
I think it's because your comment was, "I can't wait for this to kick off," which implies, like, "Oh yeah, I want it to kick off." Like some sort
referees
of
across
like
the country pre-football match.
Can't go. Can't wait
just
for kick-off.
A mass ban on all referees.
Arseholes.
Rage says it's that great thing of creating a solution for a problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But they're making money from it, so who's the idiot?
And they're sold out.
Well, to be fair, they could have just made one and sold that. So, forgot my username. Changing Velcro pouches around would require a lot of shouting, though.
Yeah, until
The
there'd
old
be an
tactical
awful
Velcro.
lot
Oh,
of tactical.
I don't do it on the out in the field. Hang on a minute, I'm just changing my pouches.
To be fair, having a Velcro suit would probably be quite a good ghillie system, in that you're covered in Velcro. You literally just roll around on the ground for like 5 minutes, and then you
Just
pick
like
it
a
up again, and you're just covered in
debris.
the ground.
Yeah,
What, like
absolutely.
a dog? Just
Nick says pin the beard on the mic game. Fuck's sake. Forgot my username. I'm putting a bounty on my
Liking
head.
that one.
Great.
We did that
Stephen White
at
said-
NAE. That was brilliant. It was literally, if you shoot this guy, get a photo with him, and we will give you a prize.
He got a free shotgun.
He did get a free shotgun.
We don't have a
only had
shotgun to
one
give
What
away
we
for
should
this
do-
time.
Yeah, we don't have a shotgun.
Is we'll bring some bits.
to clarify.
We'll bring a couple of garments along each, and then we can dish them out to people who accept the challenge of hunt Mike. And if they do successfully hunt him down and kill him, and they can put this garment on him. He has to wear for the remainder of the time he's out in the field, like Superman cape or a
We shall
big
call it the
inflatable hat.
NoFo Bounty Hunt. NoFo Hunger Games.
Yes, the Nunga Games.
The Nunga Game. No, I think that's a bit.
That's right.
Something else.
Kieran, Matt, and I will run close protection. Nice one. Thanks, mate.
That's just
No, they
a ploy
won't.
to get.
They'll just be
to
like,
get them
we'll
in.
run next year. Shot.
Yeah. Get him.
So this evening we're obviously going to be talking about PMC stuff. So if I bring up your
Really
kit first,
quickly.
Andy, we can talk about your
Andy,
snazzy
oh, you
clothes.
already? Sorry, Andy, you're already PMC. Okay.
I was already
Sorry.
PMC. I'm always
I've
PMC.
just gone full PMC now.
Is that the end
I
of the
was,
news?
to be
then?
fair, anticipating this being a... Yeah, it's the end of the news. Oh, sorry, I didn't
Oh,
do
right.
the news thing.
Oh,
News,
Have we got the end of a
end.
news?
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, is that going to be the end? Is that the end?
Well, have you got some news?
No.
No, okay.
Andy's got
I've got...
a thing penchant
Got an
for
AEG
wanting
soundbite
an
now.
intro.
Yeah.
Gearbox needs adjusting on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Battery's running low.
See, with the battery or the gearbox is too wound in. Bosh! Oh, we might as well go for it. Can we have a Trangia, please, as Rage is on?
Oh, we can have a Trangia as well.
Yeah, Rage hasn't been off for ages.
Look at this
Just a
guy.
reminder, if you are relatively new to the show, if you would like to submit a potential sound bite for us to include in our sound deck, send it to us. It'll be greatly received, and the best one of the year could win a prize. So there you go.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, Andy, there's a rather snazzy looking gentleman currently standing on screen with an AK. Want to say 74? You are on mute.
You massive dong.
I am not on mute anymore. Yes, that's me holding an AK 47. What is it? AKM,
Haha, Mike, you got it wrong.
which is 47, but they just couldn't be bothered to write and they just put an M.
That is the one, isn't it, from the SEO event?
That
we
is the
fired
one
in
from the
dark?
SEO event. Yep.
It's very nice gun.
Yeah, but that's it really. Oh, I'm wearing green. I'm not wearing
What
a
rig's
hat.
that? Is that the one you bought specifically that was actually really cheap but really good?
Yeah, so I bought this off Amazon. No, was it? Yeah, Amazon for like 35 quid. Because the review said like it fit AK mag in, and I was like, all right, brilliant. Bought it for 35 quid. It's absolutely banging. It's so comfy. It's got like a little pouch up in the top to put a like mobile phone or radio. It fits a Bofang in there perfectly with a little stumpy antenna.
It puts it permanently. Once it's in there, you can't take
Permanently,
it out.
yeah, you can't get it out. And literally in each of the pouches, so you get 3 front pouches, and you can fit 2 AK mags in there, and then you get 2 big, massive side pouches that you can fit the weld in. Like they're probably some of the biggest pouches. Like they're almost like the, the big M249
I mean, that
ammo
rig there
pouches.
is basically a knockoff of the Northern Ireland chest rig from British Army DPM. Woodland
Yeah.
DPM.
Yeah,
It's literally because
Yeah,
I
it's all-
used my one at that SEO event, and it's literally like for like.
yeah.
Map pocket at the top and all that jazz.
£35. Yeah, we've got
Absolutely
a big old
banging.
pocket in the side. I was honestly shocked, like at actually how good it is, and all the padding seems really good as well. I've got a tan one, which is an original Chinese one, I think it is, which is like pretty much the same sort of design, but this one is actually a lot more comfortable. So yeah, highly recommend.
Fair play, mate. That's nice.
And then yeah, just the hoodie, my normal snood. I went with the winter look, as you can see. I had my little condom hat on.
He's a chilly PMC man.
I was a chilly PMC, not a summer PMC.
And
Not
forgot my
Chilean,
username.
just
Was to know
chilly.
you bought the AKM off Amazon for £35. That's very good. Good going.
Oh yeah, I wish. I wish it was £35. Oh, the parts don't even cost.
actually a
£35.
I was going to
Gun.
say, I don't even think the front sight costs. I think the front sight's fucking more expensive than that.
Yeah, bastard thing. Yeah, and then my normal belt, my first line loadout. I don't really change that for a lot of things, and then just black multicam trousers, which I obviously
Tidy.
change depending on the event.
That's a solid look, mate. Solid look.
Thank you. And as I said before, I always
Welcome.
wear my peltors because being in the industry for so long, my ears are knackered, so I tend to.
I've
Keep
got very
the,
good hearing, according to my
I've
medical
got-
the other day. Just
I've got
saying.
useless.
Just throwing it out there. Perfect vision, perfect hearing. Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Until you drill into a radiator.
Till you drill into a radiator and blind yourself with the coolant.
Just not all up there.
Don't. It's going to haunt me.
Perfect vision, but terrible depth perception.
Yeah.
I think it's completely straying off the topic again, but all the measures I took to mitigate that happening was just pointless. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking pointless. I was like, no! And the only thing my missus said was to me, she goes, doesn't matter, did you get it on the Ring doorbell?
Oh god.
No, I didn't. Although, actually, I did have a wallaby run past my house on Saturday night,
That was interesting.
which I've shared, which is weird. Yeah, there's wallabies in the area, man. And I'm not even in Australia. No.
No, it is quite strange for East Grinstead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
said
yeah.
it, I was
That's
like,
where I
what
live.
is
That's
that?
where I live, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, but you don't know
Just lay out there.
specifically.
They're on to me.
It could be West Grinstead. Who knows? Somewhere in the
Yeah, yeah.
Grinstead area.
It's not really. Oh, Andy, I can feel a podcast edit coming on later.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I'm over that now. It's fine.
No.
He doesn't care. You can get hate mail.
yeah. That's what I mean now. Lance East Grinstead, just letters. They'll probably find me as well. They'll probably get to me.
There's only one.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, rest of the trucks in the UK are
Andy,
safe.
what sort of? Do you have any sort of specific accessories, or because I know when you run your task force kit, you've obviously got a plate carrier that is usually sort of fairly kitted out with various bits and pieces. I can obviously see some glow sticks there, and you've got your retention lanyard.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else sort of specifically for within the PMC kit, or is it quite a light setup?
Not really. It's quite a light setup. I've got more. I do tend to run slightly more pyro with a PMC kit for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because I've just got the extra room in the side pouches. But other than that, that's about it. I don't really. I try to keep everything similar setups, so I'm not always searching around for things. The only difference is like the radio being up here, which is a bit confusing for me because I tend to have the radio tucked round the back. But other than that,
Andy, what's that under your retention lanyard there? Is that a Swiss Army knife? That red bit?
no, that's the.
It's like a pull cord, isn't it?
Oh, I
the
thought, because I was looking
retention
at it, I was like, is that a little cheeky little Swiss Army knife he's got on the go there? I couldn't work it
No,
out.
that's my dog penis, as I call it, because
Fair
it
enough.
hangs in such a. When you kneel down, sometimes it pokes up. People, some of the photos look really weird.
Andy's tail's popped out again.
Yeah. Oh, his lipstick's gone.
Someone's excited.
Lovely. It's because Mike's got his bag of treats out
Yeah.
for him.
Oh, I'm all outside with friends.
Yeah. Ooh.
Cool. If anyone has any questions for Andy about his kit, please feel free to let us know.
A hoodie with some.
What's
Tesco's.
the snood? You've obviously got a snood on that. Is that a Delta mic or is that a?
That is.
Oh, what's the other name? A Lone Star.
No, that is a Delta Mic one. That's his Mark 2. No, Mark 1. So it's got the tiny mouthpiece on it. I just find that I don't fog up as much with my beard.
Sorry, me and Mike were doing our tiny mouths then.
For those that haven't run a Delta Mic or a Lone Star tactical face protection before, I find with mine that I kind of get quite chapped after wearing it for like a full weekend. I don't know if you guys have had any sort of experience with that. I think it's just because I normally run either no lower face or I've got a one Tigris sort of half and half, which is like the mesh core over your mouth and nose, and then sort of soft cheek panels. I've sort of started moving over to these snoods with the integrated sort of steel mouth guard, and they've got like the phone strip that runs around the outside. But I am noticing when I come away from events that I'm definitely finding it's chapping my lips or something like that, and I don't know if it's to do with the condensation that's sort of building up and evaporating constantly from that.
Oh,
No, it's not a Didim's point of view.
Yeah.
It's just something. I'm just wondering if I'm wearing it wrong or something like that, perhaps.
Well,
Have you-
can
have
we
you
get a
moulded
collective?
it to your face?
Ah, for Mike. Yeah.
Have you moulded it to your face?
I have moulded it to my face, yeah.
Right. So what you've probably done is, what you can do is, what I found is that you can actually mould it too close, so it fits too well. And what it does is it literally.
There's a meme there.
It's too good.
It's too good. But it doesn't stop any of the air coming in through the sides. So I actually have mine moulded slightly wrong.
Away from my face.
So here it's
Yeah.
like that.
Here.
I've got that special force field helmet from last week. It's just
I don't suffer with chafe because A, I'm not a massive pussy.
I didn't say chafe. I said
B,
chapped. There is a massive
chapped.
difference.
Chapped lips.
Chafing. I know what chafing is.
Chafing is a thing. Chap lips, no, I don't get that because I don't wear Face Pro. Use lip balm.
Okay.
Can't you preempt it and put
Yeah.
lip balm on beforehand?
Well, that's funnily enough. I have now got some chapstick and brought that. I
Just do a
got a
full
cherry
face.
flavoured one.
Oh, bless you.
Because
Of course you did.
I asked my wife. I was like, "Have you got any like spare chapstick?" Because I don't generally tend to wear chapstick. She was like, "Oh, I've got this one. You can have. It's cherry flavoured." So,
Oh, lovely. Sneaking through the bushes. Go. Where's Mike?
cherry.
Smell of
Kenny
cherry.
says salt from sweat on mask. No, so it's not. I don't know if it's from the salt. To be fair, I was under the
Do you
impression.
lick
it's
the
from, like-
inside of your mask?
No, so I was under the impression it was from like just basically wearing something that's like rubbing around my mouth for quite a while.
I could just see him pushing a meal through the mesh and then just licking it from the other side.
Like a hot dog or something into like loads of little bits.
Trying to push a boiled potato through it, like. My lips are so sore, and I'm so hungry still. It's taken ages to eat.
I've got
So this
salt
is my-
everywhere.
This is my contribution. I'm just gonna move on. This is my
Oh
contribution.
yeah,
to
look,
PMC
my
loadout.
photo turned up down in the bottom.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that
This
finger?
is from
Yeah, you can literally send him images and they'll pop up down at the bottom because it's live.
great.
Ah!
No, this is my PMC contribution. So this was from an Octo game at.
Get it from the ball. Cherry
This is
flavoured
my-
balls.
This is my PMC loadout from one of the October 8 event games where we were Phoenix PMC. I've gone with sort of base colours because that was the requirement for the event. Sort of like just block colours. I've gone with generally quite. I don't know. I never try to run anything sort of too loud and garish because obviously you ultimately want to try and retain an element of camouflage. Like there's no point in my mind running around an event if you don't have to in brightly coloured clothing because you are just going to stand out like a sore thumb.
So you're not a Hawaiian shirt cartel guy then?
Personally, no. So for the most recent event, when we did the
Maverick
Red Tide 3, I wore a black polo shirt that was accented with red, which in my mind was sort of in line with the uniform rules for the event. It didn't specifically say you had to wear a loud Hawaiian shirt. It did say try and wear bright colours. So I did go with that red, and
and don't forget your chapstick was red cherry. So
and I had my red cherry chapstick. Yeah,
that'd be lovely.
So for the loadout itself, in terms of the plate carrier and the belt setup, I've tried to keep that quite minimalistic. So it's the same kit that I use for my multicam version for my task force loadout. So Warrior DCS vest, and I think it's the frag belt from recollection. I'd have to double check. But I do keep it a lot more streamlined, so I don't have all the attachments like the like the stabby knife, last resort knife, or any of the pouches or anything like that, or lights on the front of it. It generally just tends to be a plain fronted plate carrier with a radio set up on the back still. So the radio setup is the same, so it's all integrated in. And then the belt set, I'm just going to keep going forward until we can get away from the chapstick conversation. And then the belt setup is exactly the same. So I've got the Black Hawk Serpa quick disconnect system. So my pistols and all the holsters for my pistols can all connect to the same belt setups, basically. So you can actually detach the two, which is quite useful.
Sweet.
And then a drop pouch on the back. A dump pouch, even. That's what I'm trying to say. Basically, so that's pretty much it. I added a schmar, whatever we're calling him, schmag.
Schmag.
Schmar. Schmar. I added a colourful scarf.
Colourful scarf.
A neckerchief.
A neckerchief, yeah. With the intention of sort of trying to get that more PMC look. And I picked a random hat from Amazon that looked the most truckery I could find.
Truckery?
Yeah.
That a word?
Truckery.
Truckery.
Twuck away. There you go.
Nice.
So do you always
says,
run a plate carrier when you're doing
So
PMC?
for the most part I do. The only event I've actually not worn a plate carrier was the Falklands event we did 8POC a while ago now. That was the kind of first foray into a chest rig setup. And I haven't worn that again since. Now, saying that, at the recent Red Tide 3, actually just ran a belt. I didn't even run a chest rig at all. So I had everything I needed on the belt. I had a backpack, a little sort of day sack with...
That's cool being able to do that.
Well, that was the thing, because it's a sort of civilian role, effectively, or sort of cartel. You don't need to be running sort of full plate carriers or anything like that. So, comm setup-wise, I had all of that in the backpack and just had a fist mic that came over to the strap. I want you to build me a truckery.
We want a swabaway.
Yeah, so comm setup wise, I didn't need to have anything really sort of integrated, whereas I think with PMC it's kind of more for that look, I guess, for me. But that being said, I'm trying to look into chest rig options because I do find I get quite warm in the summer with the plate carriers.
The colouring of that rig loadout that you've gone is you could almost get away with some county sheriff sort of thing as well. With the whole DEA sort of thing like that, that's quite a common thing, like a
yeah. So that's actually funny enough. I bought that OD chest rig or plate carrier, sorry, on the basis of I've got a multicam one and I've got an OD one, so that kind of covers most loadouts generally. I've got a black plate carrier that I bought from Evike when I went over there a long old time ago now, so I can sort of put together a black kit up if I need to, but for the most part, you know, if you've got an OD green, that kind of covers a lot of Op4 roles or PMC or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then the multicam covers all your task force stuff for the most part. So the only real difference was to say the Falklands, obviously it was very much DPM, Woodland DPM. So yeah,
that was a great event, that Falklands event.
Rage says, I have a Spiritus Mark IV with a Thing 1 in tan. You can have, Mike, if you want it. Yeah.
What's the
What's
the Thing 1?
The Thing 1 is it's the... Is that the... front pouch. I think it's the setup for the Spiritus.
Oh,
It's
okay.
either that or the dangler. Can't remember which one it is.
How many chapsticks do you have in those thigh pockets? Question for you, Mike. Where do you keep your handbag? You know, the handbag you keep your chapstick in. Mike,
Right, I would just like to
put
point
a
out, everyone sat there and mocked my kneeling pad, my little seating pad that I bought and I carry with me at most events. And then somebody has then done a video where in their Bergen, proud of place, they pull out their little kneeling pads because they find it very comfortable, don't they?
I find it comforting that you bought it. I think of you. I imagine me kneeling over you.
Kneeling over
if you're not there.
I just wear knee pads.
It's handy. It is handy. It is handy. For those of us that don't have knee pads in trail, built-in ones, then it is a thing, a good thing.
A thing.
Mike's mat is a thing.
Mike's mat.
It's really good. It's really good for when you do barbecues or anything like that. If you've got wet ground, and you need to kneel down, and you're spending a lot of time kneeling.
Looking at your meat.
Fuck's sake.
Trying to find that chapsticks you've dropped.
Yeah, trying to cook or anything like that, or you just got to you just got to take a load off, and you're just running around, and you don't want to sit on wet ground.
Get a load
it
off.
Just gives you that degree of separation. Stop making it weird.
Yeah. Baste your meat before.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
Yeah.
Ooh, indeed.
Thank you, Rage. I will be in touch, mate.
We'll send you some chapsticks
right, should we
and
do
some swish. Because I think Rage must be due some swish, mustn't he?
I'm not going to be sending
one.
him swish.
I used my last one. I need to get some more actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this. I have upgraded my welfare kit now, and I do actually have a toothbrush and toothpaste in there, as well as some swish.
Nice.
Of which
Well done.
I brought this out at the Red Tide 3 event, and I got mocked mercilessly by Lance for cleaning my teeth before I had a bit of a nap.
You did? I did what? Sorry.
I was standing there cleaning my teeth, and you're like, why the fuck are you cleaning your teeth at a meal scene?
You're going home tomorrow.
Oh no, I have to clean my teeth. I can't wake up with that film in your mouth. No.
That's fine. You just scrape your tongue, put it on a biscuits brown. That's breakfast.
I'll just wipe it on the back of mine.
We'll have to do a refresher on welfare
chapstick.
kits. Yeah. All right, let's do some Q&A. So a question that we had come in was, how do you communicate with your team during an airsoft game?
Shout normally because comms don't work.
Hello.
I've got to admit that's something that I'd really like to properly learn, like proper hand signals, because everyone uses something slightly different, like that, and
I'll use that.
yeah,
Double fuck off that one.
and it's like
That's
like,
both of
where
you.
yeah. But I'd like to learn proper hand signals and have a whole section of guys using the same hand signal so everyone knows what it is. Instead of you going like that, like come here, and then they start shooting in that direction. You think, well, hang on a minute, that's not what I was asking at all.
There is many
I find
hand
as well.
signals.
I find as well when you're trying to communicate with someone and they are massively over the top with their hand signals. That's even worse when someone's like trying to give you like a whole, 3 or 4 pages of instructions. They're like, right, you go. Like, I don't know what you're saying.
I think we should have a team that all goes and learns sign language, because then you can have full-on blown conversations without actually saying a single word.
Actually do genuine signing, yeah.
Actually do general sign language.
Yeah. Well, when my kids were a lot smaller, I used to watch Mr. Tumble, and he does. I think that is goal, because the ball going through the goalpost. Goal, and that's goal. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's yes, I think, or that's yes. Was that yes? Yes.
I can't believe you just said that about my mother.
What? What did I say?
No, you with your sign language. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I see. Yeah. I can't remember now. I'm trying to think. I think that's yes. I think that. Yeah, I was like, what did I say? I was reading the chat there. I was like, who said what about
He's
what?
just like, "Blah."
Yeah, I'll have to look him up. Yeah, that's quite good. I mean, that's a good idea, Andy. Like using sign language. I mean, that is quite clever.
So what? One of my ex girlfriends, her mum and dad were deaf, and she had a couple of deaf friends as well. And when they went down the club, they got drinks orders like that because they were literally doing hand signals to one person at the bar. You don't know, shouting or anything. Job done. Perfect orders every time. And I was like,
cloak and dagger.
that is genius. I want to learn sign language. And then I sobered up the next morning and I was like, I don't even know what's going on.
Job done. 2 beers.
That's what Mr. Tumble does. We use it as our disabled time. Ah, Macaton. Right, okay, Rage. I have to look that up. Oh, no, that's goal. That's definitely goal. Goal.
What was that?
So
I mean, that is
if you want to know where the
ultimately,
goal is, I can say that. The goal.
I know, obviously, sign language as a whole, be it whatever sort of version you use. Kenny just said,
That
keep
Will
Mike's
Smith
mum's name
reference.
out of your fingers.
Keep Mike's mum's name out your fucking fingers.
I know obviously sign language gives you a lot more capability in terms of conversation, but to be fair, the majority of information that you probably need to convey at a milsim event is probably met by the kind of I don't know, maybe 30 hand signals. So I mean, there's that sheet, isn't there? That's like the fairly common one of the. I think it's the guy with the black helmet and sort of black plate carrier that I think we've all seen.
Yeah, but be careful. There is
it
2
gets
of them
sent around.
sheets. There's one that's the genuine one, and there's one
Yeah,
that's
there's
a
one
complete
that's a
piss take.
yeah, I was seeing the piss take one.
So I mean, I would argue that probably a lot of the information is probably already conveyed there, because I mean, realistically, I don't need to know what you had for lunch, or stuff like that. But I have to admit, it has crossed my mind as well in terms of like if you had the ability to have a full sign language conversation, that would make life a lot easier.
Kieran talks BSL should be taught in school. Do you know what, mate? My kids learnt to sign Silent Night and another Christmas song, I think, in primary school. In the
definitely.
primary school. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, mate. Good shout.
Oh, I 100% agree.
I forgot my username says hand signal instructions unclear. Bought Mike 3 tons of chapstick.
What did Mike say? He said there's a chapstick on top of the hill.
Yeah. You know
that's what he
that
said.
we're going to have to change the name of this one to PMC Part 2 Q&A and Chapsticks.
And chapstick conversation. Do you ever find there's certain things that you do that you shouldn't really tell anybody else?
I think that's
it's just some things you
because
just keep
that's
to
the
yourself.
whole. No, because this is the whole point in November Foxtrot, is a safe community where we can discuss things without fear of abuse or but
persecution.
unfortunately, being the presenters as we are, it does open us up to a lot of abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Because
we
people will
relish
sit
in
there
it.
at home just going, "Oh, fuckwits."
Yeah. Anger.
Right, that's it. I'm changing my name to Fuckwit 2.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, in terms of communication, there's kind of 3 main ways of communicating it. No, I'd say 4 main ways of communicating at milsim. So you've obviously got hand signals or whatever ability, capability, or information that you can convey on that front. You've obviously got mobile phones are used quite often nowadays because for the most part radios are so. I wouldn't say unreliable, because I have had some events where radios are really good, but you can't send pictures.
Last few I've been to actually,
maps.
comms have been really good. The last few events,
Yeah.
there haven't been any hiccups really.
But we've still used mobile phones for odd bits of intel and the like.
Oh well, yeah,
like,
we're heavily
photos,
used at the at Machiavellum. We had to. Do you know what I mean? For relaying intel and stuff like that. The medium of dance. Yes, absolutely. How would you feel? I'm going to tell you how I feel via the medium of dance.
Oh, I just hit my elbow on the desk. That was a silly idea.
Oh, jazz.
Yeah. So you've obviously got what's your mobile phones?
Are you all right, Mike?
No, that really hurt. You've got mobile phones, hand signals,
some
radios.
chapstick.
With obviously, radios, communications like that are a given. And then for the most part, shouting. People do a lot of shouting at milsims.
A lot of
I would say those are probably the 4 main. That really fucking hurt my elbow. Those are the 4 main mediums of communication, I would argue. Yeah, Rage says radios are unreliable 90% of the time due to user error. I mean, I don't know what you guys have experienced. I always find that I always find that the radios, for the most part, you can put them all on the same settings, but everyone's got different aerials, different headsets, different PTTs, which usually fucks everything over.
Yeah, it all depends on what.
Sorry, I was reading the comments. I could just hear was noise in my ear. What did you say?
You can have all the radios on the same settings, like exactly the same settings, but ultimately people have different aerials, they've got different headsets, they've got different PTTs.
The aerials are the main.
Some of them aren't turned on.
Some of them aren't turned on. Microphones, for some reason, are out here.
Yeah. The amount of times I've seen photographs of people who've got boom mics and they're like that. What do you mean you can't hear me?
I can hear the person next to you.
Can you hear me now? And then they put it back.
So
divvies.
Yeah.
No, I think the aerials is a big one. Like you guys found out. Like you can go on websites and things and buy a decent aerial, and then it turns out to be a bit of ruler.
Tape measure. No, it's a tape measure soldered onto a standard Bofang radio aerial.
Exactly.
With heat shrink on it. Like, oh yeah, good one. Yeah, I'm glad that's 60 quid well spent. Nice one, you fucking fraudulent.
So I think if you're gonna run an aerial, go to someone like JCI Comms or 514, 415, 6 something. The Irish guy.
Okay, yeah.
Go to someone like that, or
5-4.
That's
5-4 communications, or whatever it's called.
It might be 4-5. I don't know.
Yeah, but those guys.
I think it's 5-4 because I thought it was 4-5 communications, but it's not. It's 5-4, I think. Or just research it. You know, look up, watch some vlogs and blogs and stuff of Bofang radio aerials or antennas and what works best over the range that you need it to work over.
But go to don't buy. Personally, for me, I wouldn't buy an aerial off of eBay or Amazon anymore. I'd always go to at least a company or a shop that specialises in that sort of equipment, because then at least you kind of hoping that you've got a bit more guarantee to what the products they are selling.
Yeah, for sure.
See, Ray just said, I'll pull this one up. Buy better equipment. A decent antenna will make a huge difference to your ability to send and receive comms. People use a UV5R, which are really weak and have a poor antenna. So, yes and no from my experience personally. So, the research that I've done would infer that the antennas that you have on the UV5R aren't necessarily the worst for the UV5R.
No, that's what they're programmed to, isn't it?
Yeah, so some people just go and whack a different aerial on the UV5R, expecting it to make a huge difference, and because the two aren't necessarily designed to work together, that obviously has negative implication. But say with the UV5s and sort of UV9s that we've been using at literally the last 3 or 4 events, they've been nigh on perfect. But to be fair, we've had Ryan, very fortunately, who does comms for the army. He took them all off us, and I don't know what wizardry he has done to them, but for some reason they now work almost nigh on perfectly for what we need them to.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had an issue with mine at all.
I mean, Red Tide 3, Andy, we had nigh on spotless comms for that, didn't we? You're muted.
I don't know, I turned mine off.
Perfect time to mute.
Comms are perfect.
Yeah. No, I turned mine off at Red Tide, because it was gibberish after a while of just bullshit.
Yeah, but you heard all the gibberish. That's the thing.
Well, I heard all the gibberish, and then I was like,
whilst people were misusing the comms in terms of there was too much information, for the most part, you were receiving all of that.
Oh, I was receiving, yeah. Which I was surprised about, especially when you were in the main building and I was down at the building all the way down at the far end. So it was going through it was going past 2 or 3 buildings at least, and getting inside a building, and it was reasonably clear. It seemed to work well. But that's one thing as well. Like when you do get good communication, you can end up getting people just chatting on it, which is what I ended up getting, which was a bit much. And that's why I think having a dedicated radio guy on teams, like on events, works so much better. So you're only talking within yourselves, as a group or a section, and then you have someone that's, because otherwise it just started getting confusing with like someone shouting at, like someone saying that they need help, and then they're giving you a grid coordinate. You don't know if that's your section that's come under attack or if it's another section that's meant to be looking after something else. So you end up just going over there, and then by the time you got over there, everyone's shot out, and you think, well, I've left my position to help you out now. And like, it wasn't actually me that you wanted.
Yeah, clear, concise comms is massive. You know, regardless of whether you can hear it or not. If you're not clear on what you're saying, then it's pretty pointless you saying anything at all.
100%.
Keep it short and keep it clear. That's what it all is all about. Not waffling on.
Ray just said, just because we seem to be having a bit of a conversation with Ray. He runs a 152 and many Baofangs. No, they aren't. This is in terms of the aerials for the UV5R, but a UV5R puts out about 3 watts. There are better antennas for UV5Rs out there. Completely agree. I think there's another Goya 771, something like that. It's quite a good one, but there are a lot of fakes out there, so just watch out for that.
You've got to be so
But you
careful.
also got the UV5R Plus now, which kicks out 5.
See, I thought the 5Rs kicked out 5
Well, they
at high
say they
power
do.
anyhow. Whether they do or not, I don't know. Yeah. And then the
They say
9R
they kick out
kicks
5,
out,
but
can
I
kick
don't
out
know.
to 7.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then that's
I mean, I think that's part of the
as
problem
well.
with these. Yeah, but I think that's part of the problem with these bad things is that what they specifically say isn't necessarily what they do.
Yeah, but the Russians are using, so they must be good.
They must be very good.
Because they're doing such a great job with them.
I wonder if they're using them in Belgorod right now. Blimey.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a turnaround,
Ray says, I
wasn't
wouldn't knock a UV5R, but if you are expecting it to send and receive in a built-up area with lots of people using similar frequencies, it just isn't going to work that well. So, yeah.
it? Yeah, man.
Um,
I'd like a 152, but I'd like it to be smaller.
Well, like a baby 152.
Yeah, I'd like it to have all
Miniature.
the gubbins of a 152, but just like maybe in like a 9R size, because I like the size of it. I don't like the bigger radio packs. I'd like it to be more condensed down. I wonder if there's something else out there that sort of like kicks out a bit
maybe
more
you could buy a 152 and get someone to reduce it for you.
Yeah, a 152 reducer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got an angle grinder.
Just
Cut it in half.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so there's a few questions that have come in. John Smith says, question, has anyone had a good or bad experience from ordering from the US on import changes or charges, as just had a very bad experience?
Yes,
No, I
I got
haven't.
hammered. Yeah. Yeah, I ordered. What did I order? I ordered a hoodie. Oh no, I ordered those socks. The DEA socks as well. That cost me $5.99 on.
DEA socks.
I bought literal official DEA socks. Had them posted. They got over to here, and then they said, "Yeah, that's £35 import tax." I was like, "But they're $6.99." So someone's got my DEA socks. I refuse to pay them.
You're on mute, Lance.
You're mute, Lance.
That is an absolute joke.
Yeah,
How can they warrant charging you that?
I was just like,
I mean,
yeah, no,
surely it's
I'm
got
done.
to be a reflection of the cost. I don't get it. I really
Well,
don't get
it's
it.
No, I
what
don't
the
know.
seller puts it down as, I think. So if the seller puts on the customs form that it's worth a certain value, I think that once it comes in, I think there's like checking process charges, and then there's also a customs charge for the amount that it's listed at.
Yeah, and then the deliver and the company that is taking control of it also hit a charge on for dealing with the paperwork.
Yeah.
as well, so you can get absolutely hammered.
Yeah, it's not a nice experience ordering stuff from the US, and it does always surprise me personally that we've got this, close. What do they call it? Special relationship with the US.
Yeah, apparently.
Between the UK and the US, and yet for some reason we're not very good at shipping stuff between the two of us.
Yeah,
Bloody ridiculous, isn't it?
it's
It's just funny. It's got a code red headset and got. Oh, is that the
I'll
bone
just fly
conductor
over
one?
it.
Is that the bone conductor headset? Is it the code red? Isn't it? Doesn't
Oh, that
actually
was
quite
the
see.
thing.
One
they
that
do
Ed was
do
talking about.
both. They do other headsets as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I wonder if it's the one that Ed mentioned. Morning, folder.
Yeah, mummy.
G'day, Phil.
iPholders.
50 quid,
Stephen
Steve,
Whitehead.
innit?
Yeah, Stephen Whitehead ordered a bright red plate carrier from Evike once. Took an age to get here. Hong Kong is cheaper, faster, and I've never been hit by customs. So I think we have a trade agreement with Hong Kong or China, whereby we pay postage wise the Chinese or sort of the senders agreement with the postal company. That's why stuff from China is so cheap. Because I think the UK has an agreement whereby they have to deliver it for the cost that it costs to post from China, if that makes sense. So if they make the prices ridiculously cheap, we can then buy stuff and we have a much reduced postage rate. And I don't think there's a similar agreement in place with the US. Because I was wondering that, like, you can buy stuff on eBay or whatever for like £2. Postage is free. And you're like, how is someone making this and posting it to me across the world for that ridiculous price? But yeah, £50 is a nightmare.
Dual PTT and bone conduction headset. Yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, that's a tidy bit of kit, mate. Fair play.
Yeah,
shame about the import tax, but yeah, no, nice regard. How does that work with warranty and stuff like that? I'm guessing if you have to send it back and they resend stuff out to you, was that covered under their warranty then? If anything was to go wrong with it, out of interest?
I would have thought so, because it's still your manufacturer's warranty, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You'd have to pay for the postage back, but they'll probably ship it out to you for free.
Well, I'd like to think so, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do Code Red have any UK?
Mark Barnes, I'm waiting on a part for the MTW from Airsoft Junkies. Hope I don't get stung. Check out Empire Airsoft, Mark, if not, mate, because they stock an awful lot of MTW parts and they're a UK-based company. Empire Airsoft, mate. Have a look on there. Let's just drop you on about. Yes, John. John. Yes, of course. Now, yes. Now the name's clicked into place. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. I'll message you about that. Good man. Making deals.
So yeah.
Cool.
Basically, yes, we've all had negative experiences with customs.
Like with a Bofane, like Rage was saying, the 3 watt the power output. What sort of coverage would you get for 3 watts in? Like, I'm wondering, like, a distance.
Well, that all depends. Like, if you've got mountains or like we were doing a job a couple of weeks ago.
Let's say your average, your basic airsoft site's got a bit of woodland, a little bit of hill going on, a little bit of undulating land. I mean, 3 watts. Are you talking like a watt per kilometre?
I'm not sure.
Just as a way of measure, or not, or does it not work as simple as that?
No. Well, we were doing a job a couple of weeks. We used Bofang radios for work, and literally you had line of sight of each other, but it was over the top of an old iron deposit, and literally you could see each other within a few meters, but you couldn't. For some reason, you were getting some weird interference. So it was basically just we turned the radios off and were shouting at each other.
Good man.
So like little things like that, like the ground and things like that.
Well, other radios as well will cause interference. Looking at Mobicom as a website, they actually refer to 1 watt of consistent power will yield about a mile of coverage, increasing by about 30 to 50% per watt, subject to weather conditions. Weather and conditions. So obviously, if you've got other things going on, you've got buildings, you've got obstructions.
So you can be looking upwards of 2 miles in for a 3 watt without, in an ideal world, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
based on that, yeah.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. Interesting to know.
It's also important to think about problem spots in coverage in your area. While you might get great coverage in your building with a 1 watt UHF radio, you might need to upgrade the wattage of your radio in order to reach the basement or other important areas in order to ensure constant and consistent communication.
What was the frequency you set it to for solid building penetration? Like if you're in an urban environment, is it not UHF and VHF, isn't it?
So you got UHF and VHF.
UHF, yeah.
See, is
UHF
it ultra high? You put
woodland.
for ultra high is better for woodland and VHFs.
From what I understand, yeah.
Right. Okay. I can never remember which way round it was to set them to. If you're in an urban environment, yeah.
Yeah. So UHF, because they're on a higher frequency, are able to penetrate through buildings, including materials such as steel and concrete.
That's the one. Yeah. So it's UHF for urban and VHF for the woods. Just remember, woods spelled with a V, and it's VHF for that.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, you know, the more you spend on these systems and stuff like that, the better they're going to be for the most part.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not great on comms. like knowing what's what, does what's, like, but what's. And it has been something that we've been looking into, getting into someone coming to talk to us about
That's
their.
for benefit of Mark Barnes, by the way. So yeah, I do use the 2-pin adapter, mate, so it maintains its water tightness, if you like, on the side there. And I've got is it Contact PTT, the Contact Bowman headset. Yeah, and that's another little thing with them, is don't mix and match. So if you've got whoever made your headset, make sure you get the PTT by them as well.
Definitely,
because it can be absolute cock and balls if you start switching them about.
So you've got two types. You've got amped and unamped PTTs, which is something I learned about rather recently. Because they, like, I think it's amped will only work with Peltors and Sordens, the Swedish ones. But if you put an amped one onto the ones you have, Lance, then I don't think it works because they put too much power through.
Ah, I see, right.
That's something that I learned.
Nice.
You have to
But
be
we'll get
careful with your
someone
power
on. We need
output
to
as
get
well.
a special.
We do need to
man
get someone on to do a comms, because I know we did
Yeah,
one
special
last time
man.
where we waded our way through comms chat. But, Earmore need amped PTTs too, apparently.
Yeah, but you get
Oh, is
your
it? Yeah.
the Earmore headsets come with the Earmore PTT as
Yeah.
well. But do they? Do you have to order that separately? I can't
No,
remember
you
now.
have- I think it depends which set you go for, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got the Mod 3s, whatever they're called. I got 2 sets of them because I had one set and it broke, and then to get them repaired, it was the same price as buying a new set, so I just bought another set. There we
Yeah.
go.
I didn't get on with my Earmores. I found them uncomfortable.
Oh,
I found
really?
them
I found them
too small round the ear.
You got big ears.
I have got big ears.
Yes, you have to buy the PTT separately. Yes. Oh, did I have to buy the PTT separately? Because I've got 2 PTTs in mine. I don't know. Can't remember. It's yonks ago since I bought that.
Maybe
I
you
know
have
when
like
I
a
bought my
package.
set. Yeah, when I bought my set, I had it as a
Ray's
pack.
just said, yeah, package deal.
Package deal,
Yeah.
man. Package deals all the way. Yeah, I mean, I must admit,
Uh,
my I don't even know where it's gone. I don't even know if it's up here. My setup. There's so much kit knocking about. No, it's not to hand. Otherwise, I'd grab it.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah, I was just looking. Sorry, I was like, nope.
We're all
Not
sitting
yet.
there ready and waiting.
Rich asks, do you have or do you know of any good links to guides on British Army radio procedure and how I can learn the proper phrases and words for radio? Cheers.
Oh,
I
that'd
am
be
just going to
Ryan.
double. Yeah, so I think we have a link
100%.
to some. Yeah, but I can't just refer everybody to Ryan because Ryan's going to get
Everyone
a bit busy
speak to
otherwise.
Ryan.
Ryan's a busy boy at the minute.
Let me just double check something because I know that we've got a link on our website under the Intel section to Campbell College CCF, who have a massive repertoire of documents on there. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if I can find it on there. Other than that, do you guys know of anything?
It's a great question, Rich, because a lot of people just fluff about when they're on the radio. Lots of ums and ahs, and I have to use them quite a bit at work, and we have to do like emergency contact, emergency call drills and stuff, because where I work on the railways and things like that. So you have to be quite savvy on if you do have to make an emergency call in a sort of bit of a rush. You can do that, and you know the procedure and the phonetic alphabet and this, that, and the other. So yeah, there are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos, mate. If you just searched in basic radio phrases or basic radio communications language, you'll get reams and reams of videos come up, which will all be very, very similar in how you sort of conduct yourself when you're using a radio handset, communicating with each other. I wouldn't say it's got to be ultra British Army orientated for a milsim. As long as at the end of the day, as long as you're clear and you're concise and you can give a clear description of what it is you're asking. I mean, there'll be a few things that's always handy to learn for the immersion side of it, but yeah, like I said, mate, plenty of videos on YouTube, and I look at them, many of them, to just for references and refreshing yourself, because obviously I only go to events every sort of couple of months and that, so it's always good to sort of refresh and keep it in your mind, sort of thing. But yeah, no, good question. Yeah, someone who's
There is
making the
a
effort
link-
to learn is good.
There is a link on Campbell College. Sorry, let me just try and get this up. They do have a field signals thing on there, by the way, if anyone's interested, which has a sort of pictorial guide on sort of fairly common British Army hand signals. Sorry, my computer takes ages to do anything.
So
here we go.
slow, Mike. So slow.
I know. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah,
So
that's very true,
there's a link to this on our website on November Foxtrot under the Intel section to take you to the Campbell College CCF. But they've got a video and common static field signals. There's a general guide.
It is a good website. It is a good website.
So, but I couldn't see anything on there in terms of radios, but they do have various links to external training resources, downloads and videos as well. So I highly recommend checking that out because they've got loads of bits and pieces on there.
Yeah, they are good.
It's a really, really good little website really for bits and pieces like that. So there you go.
There you go.
Terry G. Mike, what is the best brand? Oh, fuck's sake.
My button keeps going off. God
What
damn
button?
It. My blimmin' that button.
Mike's doing it.
It's off
Mike's doing it.
Mike's
Me
doing it. Mike's being an arse. Mike's being an arse. But yeah, sort of basic radio etiquette for me has always been like whoever I want to speak to, I always say that first. So if I want to speak to Mike, I will say, Mike, this is Lance, message over. And Mike would reply to me, Lance, it's Mike, pass your message. And that'll be that. That's then you've established the link then between Mike knows that I've got something to ask him, he will respond. I can then clear the airwaves for me to say to him. I will then say over. Mike will then say his bit, and then when it goes to me at work, and we'll say read back and things like that. So you want the person you've just spoken to repeat the message that you've just said to them, and there's little rabbit warrens you can go down. But a very basic thing for airsoft is, the course one you want to talk to first. This is me. Message over, and then you just wait for a response.
Rage says, I rode on a number of deployments, use very little of it now as no one knows what you're on about.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate. Yeah.
Everyone's sitting there going, I don't know what he wants.
What did he just say? Our comms are compromised. Who is this?
Yeah.
Rich says, thanks, that's great info. My YouTube search is a mixed bag with a lot of USA stuff and fighter pilot phrases, so I wondered if there was a British Army standards I could learn, but thanks. I will have a look, Rich, because there are a number of various sort of publications of that out there that you can sort of dig up. We'll have a chat with Ryan when we can and see if he's got anything he might be able to share or at least direct us to if it's publicly available.
Failing that, Rich, I will have a look through some
his soldier magazine.
Yeah,
no,
soldier
I've got
magazine.
some. I've actually got some. I've got some literature here, which may contain some bits and bobs. If I've got it, I will screenshot and send it over to you if it helps. I shall have a little look in the little green foldy wallety things. I'll have a look in them.
Mark Barnes says I get well pissed off when watching TV and people say over and out at the end of a conversation.
Over and out.
John Smith says have a look for a local hams radio course. So that's obviously something you could look into for. I mean, because you can do actual proper like courses and certification, can't you, in sort of ham radio and the like.
Cadet's pocketbook.
Whether you need to for
Soldier
airsoft,
handbook.
it's probably a bit
I've got one
overkill,
around
but
here, actually. Talk amongst yourselves.
yeah, I've got a copy of that somewhere.
Black
don't.
and brown. Got that.
I'm in a hotel room, so I have nothing.
Cadet Kit UK or Cadet something like that. They sell the
Hang on.
latest Cadet handbook.
Cadet. They sell a lot of good stuff, actually, that Cadet shop. This chair's so uncomfortable. There you go, look.
Oh, there you go.
What's in that?
I'm not telling you. On your own. Okay. Signals. Should we go to signals? Chapter 3. Would that be signals as in hand signals or signals as in
Flags.
Look.
lads? Right. Hold tight.
Oh. Learnings of
Signals.
Lance.
Introduction to signals. Learnings with listening with mother. Signals introduction. So I recommend you guys get this. This is wicked. So, introduction. Communication is an essential part of modern warfare fighting. It enables the commander to exercise his command and speak to all parts of his force. So, basically, yeah, gives you a little bit of spiel. It gives you voice procedure, general points on the net. It gives you phonetic alphabet. It gives you call signs, how to communicate between call signs, radio appointment titles, security, aids to accuracy, disciplines, types of call. So that harking back to what I said earlier on, just in that little diagram there, you've got hello 0, this is Bravo 10, radio check over, Bravo 10, you are clear to me, over, and then Bravo 10 out. So yeah, look up that chap's Soldier's Pocketbook. I think they do different series of it. This was, they usually do like a year date on it.
Yeah, so there's one out 2022 at the moment, which is $13.95. I've just found online.
I think that'll be the
from Cadet Direct.
I don't think it's that one. I think this might be the older one. I've got both of them, but I can't remember what was the cover picture. It might be this one.
That's it. Cadets Direct.
It's got the Virtus helmet on it though, so I'm guessing this might be the latest one. But yeah, so highly recommend that. That's a wicked little aid memoir, if you like, just for looking through bits and bobs. It's got vehicles, Panther, Command, and Liaison Vehicle. Not that we use any of them whatsoever. How to measure distance, map grids.
So your homework, boys and girls, is to get that book and read it, and we'll ask some random questions next week from the book.
It's great. Do you know what? I'm going to take this downstairs with me because this has been sitting in the loft for a little while. I'm going to familiarise myself with it once again. It is actually the latest one because it's got actually a section on Virtus and the kit. Pro words offers, yeah, brilliant, good stuff.
John Smith says, I shall see if I still have my basic singles paperwork there, and that should have the starter on radio chat. Yeah, if you can. I mean, if anyone ever finds anything that might be useful to share, then please do send it to us.
Absolutely.
We can obviously add that to our intel section on the website. I mean, that's ultimately what the intel section's for. It's meant to be sort of building this repository of information that people can draw on for exactly this question. So we've got our glossary of terms on there now. We're sort of trying to build various bits and pieces. I think there is actually a Baofeng manual on there as well, if anyone's struggling to find that. So yeah, just whack us stuff and we can put it on the website as much as we can.
Bingo.
If we can't
Bingo,
copyright for some reason. But we do have Milsim Lingo Bingo on there. So if you're going to an event and you fancy playing a little bit of a game, by all means print off one of the Milsim Lingo Bingo sheets and you can have a little fun game with your friends to see who gets a bingo card first.
With your pals. Yeah, we should do that. We should run a fortnightly pop quiz on this book. If everyone's on board with it.
Right.
That'd be quite good fun.
I'm going to dig mine out tonight as well. Have a little bit of reading. Yeah. If you want to send us anything, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com or via our Instagram at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, or you can submit it to us on the website. Obviously, you can't attach things on the website, so probably best to do that via an email if it's a physical sort of PDF or something like that. You can also get in touch with us on our own individual Instagrams below, so at 9volt Airsoft, at @callsign_quartermaster, or at the _punished_1_. So yeah, we've probably got time for one more question. Race says, one of the things I love about comms is that people will spend millions of pounds on guns and kit but can't program a £20 Baofeng. Yeah, I know that all too well.
Yeah,
I can't even program the MOSFET in my gun, let alone it. There. Can you hit it with a hammer?
I can't program the MOSFET in my gun, and for that very reason, because I was asked, would you like this to be programmable so you can do it yourself? I was like, nope. Just set it up and leave it alone. Do not entrust
mine
me
I found
to
out
do things.
I can plug a little thing onto the battery lead and I can then use a Bluetooth app or something to do it. I was this is so cool, and yet I will never touch this.
Giuseppe said to me, so just to make you aware, you can if I was like, no. Shush now. Just quit while you're ahead. It's a very good gun. Let's not fuck it up by letting Lance have at it.
What can it do? Fire 6 million BBs a second.
We're like, oh, okay, let's get this working.
Well, you can. As far as I'm aware, you can set it up like a customizable shooting program. So, you can do the 3-round bursts and stuff like that. I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe you can set it up so it would shoot to the tune of like Happy Birthday or something like that. Like,
some of them you can. Yeah.
Very monotone, though, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, after one
Happy
trigger pull,
birthday
your
to
gun's
you.
just
Happy
going for like a
birthday to
good
you.
5-10 minutes of just playing the whole song.
Yeah.
Terrible motor on that.
So let's pick another question. There was one I wanted to pull up. I saw. There we go. Mark Barnes. Question for Lance. What if? Oh no, we covered that one, didn't we?
Covered
Got
that one. Glad you were
Yeah,
listening, Mike.
sorry.
Well done, Mike.
Yeah. What would be the
More
best
editing.
antenna for the UV5R?
I don't know.
One that fits. I honestly don't know. I literally
I don't
I
know,
got in
mate.
contact with
I think I got this one and this one
Baz
right now. This is
from
which
Octo.
is about 35-40 quid, I think. I think this is one of those Nagoya.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't know. I think Mike sent me a link, and it said yes. And like I said, I've not had any problems with mine. I'll tell you one thing. I know we say don't buy stuff off Amazon and that, but I did buy a gooseneck antenna off Amazon, which is here, funny enough. And that's been pucker. That's been really good. That's a wicked bit of kit. The gooseneck one there.
No problems with that at all then?
I've not had any problems with it at all. No problems with it at all. And I'll tell you where the first time I used this, and it's a site that I always get problems with, is at the private site, because it's got such undulating land and that big valley that you're completely down the other side of it, and then you go up and then down, and then there's another valley, like proper peaks and valleys. And it was our first private NoFo event when I was the down pilot, and I was right over the far side. So I'm,
Oh yeah.
And do you remember that, Mike? Lance, sorry. So basically, right, I jumped on YouTube.
I'm sorry, I definitely don't sound like that.
On the radio, you do. On the radio, you do. And yeah, so I jumped onto YouTube and I found some sort of pilot chatter on a handset like that, and 'cause I was simulating like down pilots. I thought I would play this through my headset. So I've got my phone out there and it's going like, yeah, this is, and then about 30 seconds later, Mike jumped on the
Mike's
call.
gone.
Lance, I think we're gonna have to change frequencies now. I think this compromises. I think actually this traffic. And I was like. And I literally just slumped back against this tree, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me?" I was like, "Mike, it's me. I just played that through my phone." He was like, "Oh, blimey!" It's just very realistic.
Oh blimey! I've never heard him say "oh blimey" ever.
Oh, blimey!
Oh blimey, sir.
I could just picture him here going like, "Oh fuck." Lance, we've got to change frequencies. We've got to change frequencies.
Ray says SNR comms do a brilliant one, which is flexible. So, I mean, I've tried to run genuine Nagoya NA771s, which are a 15.6 inch whip aerial. They generally have been quite good, I found. I know I've got two of the TVAS Stinger antennas from Baz, from Gunman Octo, that ilk, that are quite good as well. I think he's changed it recently to Phoenix. Is it Lynx Comms or something he's set up?
Yeah, LYNX, isn't it?
Yeah. Where he does a lot of tests on his bits of kit as well.
Where me and Dan live, he lives probably about a mile away. Where he used to live, he lives about a mile away from me, and that's sort of like up and over a hill. It's got like probably like 4 or 5 housing estates between me and him. It's probably over a mile. Now I remember when we first got our bow things, and we thought, oh, fuck it, we'll try it. And we didn't program any settings. We just made sure that the numbers were the same on the screen. And I tried to reach him from my loft, and he was stood at his back door, crystal clear. And they were just UV5Rs, had the little stubby aerials on them. So, I mean, I don't know. Is there a little bit of witchcraft in there somewhere? I don't know.
It's magic. It's just
they worked absolutely perfectly. And I looked at Google Maps and from where I was to where he was, and sort of like the road route was about 1.75 miles. And I thought, well, we're doing direct line of sight, so I'm going to minus off a good 3/4 of a mile there to go straight to him from where I am, looking at the way it was orientated on the map. And yeah, it was crystal clear. Couldn't believe it. Really good. So, I don't know.
No, yeah.
As long as
I've
it
got to
works,
admit,
it works.
also as well, I think some people fall into the trap of buying non-Bofangs, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of weird, strange knockoff Bofangs knocking around, and I do find that they are pretty diabolical. And especially the ones that, unless you buy it direct from Bofang on Amazon, 9 times out of 10 they're a knockoff one.
See, I love the 9.
I've ended up sending. I've ended up sending a few back.
I've given it my touch though. It is covered with sniper tape. It's been spray painted,
rattle
and
cans.
stuff because I don't like all the fucking lights glowing up on it. Even though you can program them off, I have known them to come on. But there we go. But yeah,
It was like that time when we were doing Red Tide 1, and we were all sitting there, and we're sitting there with night vision on, and then all of a sudden, someone's pocket just illuminated them from down the hill, and I was like, I literally just saw you from a mile away, and it was on our own section, wasn't it? Because we were radioing through to them, and their light turned on.
You're on mute, Lance.
Muted.
God damn it!
I can't. I'm not touching the mute button. I promise you.
I'm not. Look, my hands are here.
Come close to me, Mike. Be truthful to me now. I don't remember, Terry. I've had
blurry
many...
Lance.
Whoa! What? Mike.
Whoa.
Mike. Stop
He
it.
can't do that.
I'm sure he can. He knows the
Terry
way.
has sent me a photo of his antenna. That's a scary prospect.
Well, there we go.
Of my antenna.
Oh.
You two, you lot are trying to play silly buggers with me tonight because I cocked up today trying to fix my truck. This is what this is. This is penance. This is what's going on
So
here.
yeah, there's a lot of love for John at SNR. So if you are in need of comms help,
Right, I'm going to look at that.
SNR. I know JCI.
Is he a Facebook page shop, or is he just snr.co.uk, or am I just going to search on Google John at SNR and something random's going to come up? I'm going to do it.
Just make sure you put the
know.
abbreviation.
Yeah, Rage says to Les, tell Les if he gets me his address through one of you lot, I will send him a couple of really good antennas. So there you go.
Oh, lovely.
Super generous.
And that's
Thank
what
you, Rage.
the community is all about. Well done, Rage. Nice one.
Can
Rage
I have
says
a couple of
JCI
good
is the king,
antennas?
100%.
Yeah, can I have one? Baz does some good ones.
All I'm getting, if I search John
Yep.
at SNR, is a lot of John Seniors abbreviated. Yep. There's a lot of John Seniors online.
Oh, wow.
You stop searching it on Grindr then.
Yeah.
Look at somewhere else.
Swipe left.
Wasn't on Grindr. Plenty of fish.
Right,
actually.
so just a reminder, because I'm conscious of the
No.
time. If you do want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo. And the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk.
Okay.
We are going to be at Shifter Riffs this weekend. Looking forward to seeing if you were there. If you are attending, please come and say hello. Assuming that the
going to
post
have a
arrives on time, we
stand.
will have loads of stickers and bits and pieces to give away. If the
Bags
post
of
doesn't
brown.
come on time, we have some stickers and some cards to give away.
And bags
we
of
do
brown.
have a bag of lollipops going as well. Lance is going to be bringing a bag of brown.
I shall bring stuff.
There's going to be little fun games. Come over and see us. Come and say hello. These two are going to be playing silly buggers out in the
not
woods. I thought you was playing.
No,
I thought you were driving a tank or something.
Ethel Commander. Come and say hello. Jump in the back of my tank.
Hello. I'm going to be manning the tent with the lagers and the lollipops.
Yep.
Yes. I'll be promoting our podcast while these two are off shenanigans.
Workings.
So remember, they've got
It's
the
nice
Hunt
of you
Mic
to
game.
finally step up and do something, Lance.
Yes,
I don't have a mic drop sound, funnily enough.
Oh.
it's because you don't need one.
Bull.
Bull. I love that sound.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I just want to show this one.
That's courtesy
I just
of
want to
Ryan.
say
Like, Terry,
Yes,
just-
Kieran.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you for being helpful, Terry. There you go. Some helpfulness from Terry. Thank you, mate.
That's
Appreciate
Kieran.
that. I knew you'd help me.
Kieran's gonna
No,
show us some
Terry,
hand signals.
I've just sent you a link to SNR.
lovely.
I didn't see the hand signals one. What was that one? not gonna show.
Kieran says,
Yeah,
I could teach you a
JCI.
few hand signals this weekend, Andy. I mean, the way you read that, it does sound slightly threatening at the same time.
You got the Mike, have you got the music there?
There's no.
Yeah, hang on.
Can I read this bit? Oh, Andy, I can teach you a few hand signals this weekend, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Forgot my username, ATF hand signals. All of them mean found a dog, going to shoot it. For those that know the meme. Stephen Whitehead says, love to do another Falklands event. Did Frontline in Wales, but a lot of people abandoned due to terrible weather. I would also like to do a Falklands
Yes, I'd like to do another
I have to admit,
Falklands
the Frontline ones do slightly scare me in terms of their commitment to trying to make it as realistic as possible. I know that we've had them on the show, and they are great people. And they have said, don't worry about it too much, you know, it's not the end of the world. But you look at some of the other people that attend these events, and you're like, oh yeah, but your kit looks really good, and mine's like just bodged. But I must profess, I do like the Falklands era of kit. It's proper DPM. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Kenny says, Agadoo do pull pineapple pin, shake a tree.
Good. Brilliant.
Yep.
Thank you, Kenny.
Not sure what that one was
Kenny.
about, but yep, love it.
Back in,
Right, we'll
back
go
in
with
your
it.
hammock, sunshine. Back in your hammock.
Pony Tony, the train has arrived.
The train has
Oh, what,
arrived.
from last week? The train has
What,
arrived.
what was the T-shirt? For
That
last
was
week?
it, wasn't it?
No,
No,
it's
the
I
train
am the
has
train.
arrived.
No, it's
I
not.
am
It's
the
I am the train.
Oh, I am the train.
Yeah.
With a smoke grenade above your head.
Yep.
I am the train. Yes.
Stephen Whitehead, somebody shot my mic last skirmish, and now it sounds all Dalek-y.
Mike had that.
But it was the earpiece.
was
Absolute
the
crack
earpiece
shot.
on
Some
Mike,
absolute hero just popped him right in the ear hole from about 9 million airsoft meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, full 600 yards.
Oh,
Full
sorry,
600
do you remember
yards.
that? Enemy 600 yards. Fuck me, really?
Yeah.
Are they really that far away?
Marky Mark.
Yeah, just coming out of cost cutter.
Marky Mark about a half hour
honestly.
ago said, just popping on to say, evening gents, got damn early start in the morning. Some inconsiderate folks want their skip changing first thing, so I'm off to bed. We'll be playing back at the truck at 4 a.m. So hello, Marky Mark.
Night.
Morning, Marky
Hope you have a good
Mark.
day. Morning,
Thanks for
Mark.
listening,
Enjoy
mate.
skipping.
Skipping.
Enjoy your skip challenge. Oh,
Yeah.
I literally just read that as skip challenge, but it's not. It's skip changing.
Okay, skip changing.
Some inconsiderate folks want their skip challenge first thing I'm off to bed. Get some rest. Rest them legs, mate, before your skip challenge in the morning.
Marky Mark literally wanders up to their door, rings the doorbell, and goes, skip. That's his skip challenge. John Smith helps having a set of frequencies for the team, then sections, so people can use it as little chat net, and then you have a section radio person to the command net, cuts out the mess around on the main net. I mean, the
Absolutely,
thing is,
mate.
ultimately, you don't even have to have people messing around on the net to still have a lot of chatter going on, because if you've got 2 or 3 fire teams trying to talk to each other, it just becomes messy, even if they're giving each other information.
That's why I always
then you
run
get
just a zero net and then a team comms, and then within about 5 minutes, I just turn the team comms radio off because I've had enough of it. I've usually either got Mike next to me, just be like, "What did they say, Mike?
Yeah.
Can you tell them this?" I'm just speaking to zero briefly.
Lance doesn't want to talk to anyone at the moment, so
Yeah.
Lance has gone bye.
Yeah. Lance is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the tone.
Tom Hibbard, what? I missed it. I've been in the pub. I hope you enjoyed the
Oh,
pub.
well, that's fine, yes.
We
Get
will
some
let you off.
chapstick.
Get some
Yeah,
chapstick. You'll have
tonight's
to
been
listen
about
back, Tom.
chapstick, Tom.
Yeah.
Unbelievably.
And Terry says Lance has the longest shot in airsoft.
Oh, thanks, Tel. Tel's the
Yeah.
best. He's giving me all the compliments. I love Terry. Tel's
Yeah.
the best.
Cool. Right. Next week, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing next week? Talk amongst yourselves. I've completely
We're doing
forgotten.
something.
Have you got the file up there?
Here is our organisation skills, people.
That's what we're doing.
It's happening
Organisational
more
skills.
often, isn't it?
I can't find the
Next
thing.
week we haven't got anything.
Ah,
booked
we've got
on.
Empire Events on the show. Kenny from Empire Events will be coming on. He's going to be talking about the new Empire Events and the sniper tournament competition So we're
New
going to be
video
getting the
dropped
lowdown on
tonight
that.
on Instagram stories. Check out Empire Events.
There you go.
Tickets are still available.
Empire.events.uk. Check that out.
Yes.
Do you know how many
available
tickets are still available?
I not off the top of my head, but I had a meeting with Kenny during the week, and I don't believe there's many. So if you are if you are interested in going, I wouldn't leave it too long, because obviously this first event there is 10 sets of snipers, so there is sort of like 20 tickets if you like.
Go for it, lad.
But yeah, just get on there, give it a go. It's going to be good. It's something new.
So if you're umming and ahhing, we will have Kenny on the show next week. So good opportunity to ask any questions. If you know any snipers that might be interested that are also not sure if it's something for them, maybe tag them, let them know that the show's coming up, and then hopefully they can get a chance to do a little bit of live Q&A with Kenny and Lance as well, because I know obviously you're sort of assisting him on the event. So
yes, very excited.
It should be a good one. In the meantime, closing words. I'm going to give a Sun Tzu quote. It is mine.
I was going to reference
Sun Tzu's Art of War. So, all men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved.
It's deep.
What?
It's deep, man.
That is, yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I understood that.
So, if you know what that means, send us a little message. Because I'm not 100% sure myself.
Had 6 pints of IPA. Don't need chapstick. Absolute legend.
Love it.
Love an IPA.
But
Was it in a
everyone
jug
needs
though? Was it in a Chelsea knuckle
Stein.
duster, Tom? Please tell me it was. Where chapstick?
Wear chapstick. Yeah, that should have been it.
I think Rage has found the swish to your chapstick.
Oh my god, if Manchester made Swish chapstick, that would be amazing.
Oh,
That
God.
would be amazing. Yeah. Maybe you and Rage should have a stick off. You can wiggle
stick
your
off?
chapstick at him and
Hang
he'll
on a
have
minute.
swish stick.
Join us next
Yeah,
week.
mate.
We'll be back at 8 p.m.
Stop
Say goodbye,
fighting.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Where? Stay no
See you
fake.
later.
Is that like a cheap burger knockoff? I'm going to Bye Guys for a shit burger.
Bye, guys. I'm going for bye, guys.
See you next week. See ya.
Ciao, Bella.
Bye.
Stay NoFo.
Stay no.
Chapstick!